it up for Ohio State.
You've waited all day for this.
He's going to take it to the house. 85 yards. Down the right side going Devin Smith. Got it at the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown.
The one show that's nothing but the Buckeyes.
Oh, Brad Rucker for the touchdown. Grab shoots it high on the right for 3.
This is the Buckeye Show.
All right, welcome all you fine Buckeye fans. This is a very, very special edition of the show. For the first time ever since I've been hosting the Buckeye Show, the better parts of 12 years, we have never gone away from home. The Buckeyes are going on a big road game today. We're playing a nice little road game, and we're at a lovely spot. We're at Cardo's Pizza and Tavern in Pickerington on Refugee Road. So we're hanging out here. We're doing the show here. So if you're driving around, you're close by, come on out, have some drinks, have some pizza. We're here courtesy our friends from Coors Light, so it's great to be out here. Fine sponsor of the Buckeye Show. Tyvis Powell, my good friend, he is here with me. It's good to see you, buddy.
You know what? It's good to see you as well. It's good to see everybody out here in the crowd getting them some pizza. They got some tall boys going on.
Yeah.
It's going to be a nice night. It's going to be a nice night. Guardians is coming on soon, so I can see them in the background. Hopefully they
608.
I know
You're
Cody.
ready, man.
I know
You're
Cody
ready.
is somewhere listening to this just grinning right now. I can't even look Cody in the eyes right now.
I love it too. Our boss came out. Fish is out here with his lovely girlfriend having some pizza, and
Look at that.
the sun is shining off of his beautiful face. We're gonna have a good night. A good night tonight. And I do hope that your Guardians are going to be able to force another game. I think they're getting it done tonight. They're going to get it done for you.
They can't just – the season can't end this way.
No.
It's been too
Well, my
good.
season can end this way, so why couldn't yours?
No.
I still think they're going to get it done.
Yeah, we got to because with the Browns playing the way they playing, yeah, we need some positivity in Cleveland sports.
All right, so this week is huge, right? And we know what we're up against.
Yeah.
Buckeyes have their biggest game of the season, their biggest test thus far, 2 versus 3. Been hearing the same phrase a lot this week. I heard Lathan Ransom talking about it again today. This is what you live for. This is what you play for. It's games like this. You get a chance to put those uniforms on. You got new cleats this week.
Yeah.
Oregon's,
the LeBrons, ain't it?
Yeah, they got the LeBrons. Oregon's wearing the All Blacks, right? So you're going to have some fantastic uniform combos out there. It's just a great college football matchup, and this is part of the good that Big Ten expansion brings you. When you have USC and Oregon, Washington, UCLA jumping into the fray, and Oregon's right at the top of college football, we get to play them on the road and try to come up with a huge victory. This is what it's about.
I don't know. It is a big game, and you do come here for those moments. I remember, obviously, I played in some big games while I was a member of the Buckeyes, and some of the things that you think about, but it's in the back of your mind. Think about how many NFL scouts is going to be at games like this. This is what you come here for. Will Howard, obviously, he echoed that. Playing in big games. Obviously, he played in some big games when he was at Kansas State, but never 2 versus 3. He's never been in a position like that. And I think, to me, that's all eyes to me is going to be on Will Howard because I want to see how he plays in this moment. You're going into Oregon. From all that I've heard from friends of mine that played in the Pac-12 is that Oregon is a special place, especially at night. That atmosphere is going to be different.
Oh, yeah.
The closest thing we have to that is probably Happy Valley, going against Penn State at night. Obviously, that's a crazy environment, but I want to see how this Buckeye team handles the road trip, being on the West Coast, traveling to different time zones. Obviously, when you think about the Big Ten record right now, I think the teams are, 1-6 or something like that when they travel different time zones.
Yeah, maybe teams in college football overall are 1-8 when they go 2 time zones away.
Right.
I think that's the stat or the number I heard.
And usually,
you can't care about that.
Yeah, because
I agree with Ryan Day as he's been trying to dismiss that stuff. It's a couple more hours of a flight than it is going to Nebraska. We got chartered flights. They hand you Chick-fil-A when you get on it.
I know.
Everybody's got Bose headphones. Everyone's very comfortable. I don't think that's too much of it. If you can't handle your business on a road trip, that's maybe an hour, 45 minutes, or 2 hours longer on a flight time. We're not going to London here.
Well,
Come on.
To be honest with you, I've done it in college a couple of times, and professionally when I played for the Seahawks, we had to travel all over the country.
No kidding,
so
right? You're used to it. San Francisco as well.
Exactly. So, and it never really affected how I played. So I don't know why people make a big deal out of those things. Plus, on top of that, I think Ohio State does a really good job. We'll talk about Cal. When I went to Cal in 2013, Coach
that's
Vic
later.
did a great
That's later.
job.
We'll have a little throwback Thursday.
Yeah, making sure that we were good for that game. So, yeah, it did, to me, it's overrated. People talk about that a lot, and I think it's overrated.
Yeah, so speaking of the road trip, though, you heard the little tidbit of – I heard Ryan Day mention this a couple times now. The plan is for them to not switch their clocks. They're going to try their best to stay.
I do that now.
How do you do that? Because your phones switch automatically. How do you not?
No.
So they're staying on. They've been calling it Buckeye time.
Yeah.
We're going to stay on Buckeye time. We're going to stay with our routine. Mm-hmm. They're like, to us, it's a 7:30 kickoff. It's a 7:30 kickoff. Well, I hope they show up on time. I hope they don't show up at 7:30 local time out there. Honestly, they'll be late for the contest.
Tim,
but I know what they're talking about. I know what they mean.
Actually, staying on East Coast time, going to the West Coast is actually perfect. I do it now. I went to Washington a couple of weeks ago, and I still operated on East Coast time. I went to bed over there. It was like 8 o'clock. It was 8 p.m., but it's 11 to me. I go to sleep at 11 o'clock all the time. I went to bed at 8. I woke up. I woke up at like 3:30 in the morning.
Ready to go.
Ready to go. And the same thing is going to happen if you just stay over there. Because worst case scenario, you wake up at 3:30 and you say, oh, okay, it's 3:30. Let me go back to sleep. Maybe I can get a couple of more hours. Or
it's how it goes.
Maybe you'll take a nap.
It's how it goes. I mean, the fam, we all went out to Vancouver and Seattle in August, and it takes you it's a little bit of an adjustment, but something about me, I don't know, my body clock can adjust very easily. I get excited. Taking a trip gets me excited. The big ones when you go overseas. I know Scotty Vegas, he's here, he's running the program for us. He did a trip out to Ireland this summer, so I'm sure he felt that too.
Must be nice.
And I went to Scotland a couple years before, and when you go out, you almost want that red eye so you can just skip through a night a night in time, and then you show up.
It's funny.
You've been awake or you haven't slept well on the plane, and then it's like 8 a.m., 9 a.m. local time, and then you just blow through the day, and then you just try to make it to bedtime. You might go to bed a little early, and then you catch up the next day.
Actually, the red eye thing is funny because because obviously, like I said, professionally, I played for Seattle and San Fran, and when I made the adjustment, when I would come back home, I would take a red eye. So I would sleep on the plane, and when I got here, I would just stay up so I can just go to sleep at like 11 o'clock. Because if I don't, obviously I'm going to be up at like 2 in the morning.
You just rip right through that day.
Yeah.
It's obviously going to be a little different for the Buckeyes because they're going the other way.
Yeah.
They're picking up hours. They want to try to stay on Buckeye time and get in their routine. And they didn't leave today, They didn't leave today. But here was the interesting thing about my day. So you heard about what I was doing earlier this afternoon?
No, what were you doing?
With the travel situation. So some of the guys like Paul Keels and Jim Lachey, our broadcast team, will go on the team charter, and they're leaving tomorrow.
Oh,
but
big time.
Some of our guys that are part of that crew, because it's a big booth. If people don't know, the radio broadcast is such a big operation. I would imagine a lot of you have no idea how many switchboards and how advanced that is. Our own evil bald Colin, he's been doing this for years now.
He goes to everything.
2 years or so. He's in the booth, and there's many different people. Skip Mossick, of course, is in there. That's that's my booth. He's handling all that. And Paul and Jim and DR Railsback, sometimes he's there. I think he's part of it too.
Why they don't take you, Tim?
Well, they don't. I'm better used back here. I've always been a home base guy.
So they said, Tim, would you like to go and work?
What am I gonna do? I'm doing post game show back here. I'm doing a lot of stuff.
You could do it from there.
You
could do it from there.
I could, but they want to break the equipment down so they can leave. They have to go home. We got to break it down and get out of there.
But do the Tim May.
But
Tim May's staying out there to Wednesday.
Tim May is out there. I mean, why can't I just come? Why can't I just come in here?
You know what I mean?
You got a booth right there. I want to host a show right there. So that's a lot. Like they have a lot to do, and they went out there today. So
The radio booth.
Colin and Skip left today. So that left a hole in the scheduling here. I had to play Skip Mossick and basically run the live engineer the Ryan Day radio show from earlier today, which you will hear highlights from
The more
on
you could
tonight's
do,
show.
Tim, the more you could do, the more valuable you are.
My goal was to actually get it on the air.
And you did.
And no one would have been the wiser. No one would have known that Skip was not there today. That was my goal. It went off without a hitch. I will say I got there at about 10:45 for a noon show to set up a Comrex, and there's some other steps that go beyond just setting up our Comrex, which is a jargon for our remote broadcast equipment for people that don't know. Hook our headsets into them and all this other stuff.
You a Swiss Army knife.
The more you can do, right? NBC, the more you know. So we got about 45 minutes into it, and I had that feeling in the pit of my stomach that one of my steps, I didn't necessarily miss a step, but maybe something wasn't quite right the way I studied from Skip the previous week. And I took a couple of deep breaths. I skipped out on the lunch. They had a catered lunch. I was too nervous. I didn't eat a single bite. I was saving it for the pizza here tonight at Cardo's. And by the time it was 10 minutes from airtime, I realized the cord that I had in the wrong port and had to switch it around so I could feed the sound to the OSU folks so they could put their show. The Ryan Day Show goes on that live stream too. And I got it right, calmed down, made sure everything was hooked up again. By the time it was 12:02, everybody's mics were hot. Sound was getting fed where it had to get fed. There's clients that show up and enjoy the show live. They could hear it. No, I didn't have a bite. I was too nervous.
It was done.
It wasn't done.
Once 12:02 hit, it's live.
I had to stay there and micromanage the levels the entire hour.
It's just like when I'm on TV. Like at 10 o'clock, whatever it is, we doing it. Like whatever's messed up, we just got to figure it out.
So it was a heck of a day. Hey, we're happy to be live on location. Come on out and see us. We're doing the Buckeye Show out here at Cardo's Pizza and Tavern in Pickerington on Refugee Road with our friends from Coors Light. Much more conversation about the Ducks and the Bucks. I'm going to put Tyvis on the hot seat here, give him a little six-pack of questions. That's coming up. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
Want to kick off your fall shopping with a touchdown? Shop Bob's Discount Furniture for pieces that fit your style and your space. Check out Bob's space-conscious and style-forward furniture for every room, like counter-height dining sets, convenient lift-top coffee tables, guest-friendly pop-up sleepers, and storage-filled seating perfect for game day hangouts. So stop and score winning design with Bob's Discount Furniture, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Imagine a tailgate. The heat of the flame, the sizzle of the burger, the squeeze of the ketchup. Grilling is essential to tailgating as the game itself. Weber grills are there in the hours, minutes, and even seconds before kickoff. Before the best damn band in the land plays the battle cry, signaling it's time to take the field. Weber is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. This season, Weber created an officially licensed, limited edition Ohio State grill inspired by the iconic Buckeye helmets. Find the best damn grill in the land at local Ohio retailers.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
Soy has been keeping secrets, and it's ready to share. Soybeans are among the most versatile agricultural products. They are used in creative ways you may have never realized to make products we all love and use every day. Ohio is leading the way, developing new uses for soybeans to support our changing world. Soy low-key slays, and I'm here for it. Learn more about soybeans at soysecrets.org. This ad brought to you by Ohio soybean farmers and their checkoff.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium Tours offers a variety of options and pricing that will meet your needs. For more information, visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com and book your tour of Ohio Stadium today.
Hey Columbus, looking for the perfect day trip? Head to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton. Dive into football history, see legendary players, and enjoy interactive exhibits. Fun for the whole family. Visit ProFootballHOF.com for tickets. The Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, where it's always football season.
Join Skip Mossick, Paul Keels, and Jim Lachey for 2 whole hours of Scarlet and Gray goodness.
Thank you, football guy.
Buckeye Roundtable, Monday night at 6.
Presented by Burger King.
Your flagship home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan.
With autumn's arrival, ISA-certified arborists recommend that fallen leaves be left alone or mulched to improve plant health. When leaves decay, they transform into organic matter absorbed by the soil to become moisture to trees through their roots, which helps trees weather drought conditions. Leaves are also a natural habitat for butterflies, chipmunks, earthworms, and others, which increases the population of beneficial insects for the next growing season. To learn more about the benefits of autumn leaves, contact an ISA-certified arborist near you by going to trees4ohio.org. That's trees4ohio.org.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton.
ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Blue skies, light winds, and a comfortable finish on this Thursday. Temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. Down to the upper 30s for Friday morning with some patchy frost. After that, plenty of sunshine, a warm afternoon. Temperatures back in the low 70s, and temperatures staying in the 60s for Friday night football. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
College radio done by professionals. This is the Buckeye Show.
Timmy Hall and Tyvis Powell and all you fine Buckeye fans on a lovely Thursday night here. We are hanging out with our friends at Cardo's Pizza and Tavern in Pickerington on Refugee Road. We're going to get back into this game here. And, boy, we got a beautiful pizza that just got slid right on the desk here. I want to tell you about my friends at Tri-State Men's Health. There's a certain issue men of a certain age can deal with, Tyvis. You know this. You know this. I've been telling you about this for a long time. ED. That's right. That stands for erectile dysfunction. You don't want that. You really don't need it. You don't want it. And if you have it, you want to figure out a way to eradicate it. It's almost a given that better medical practice is generally going to lead to a better outcome for patients. So that's what Tri-State Men's Health is dedicated to doing, because ED is such a terrible condition. It causes stress in relationships. It can create anxiety and undue hardships on a man, and often on their partner as well. But yet many men, they'll suffer for years without seeking treatment. Why do we do this?
I don't know.
Why are we so stubborn?
Pride.
Why are we going to talk about how we don't like pizza when we really do like pizza? Things like that. We just got to admit it, right? Just got to admit it that we need help. They've got treatments with success rates well over 90%. So when the pills or herbals fail, talk to Tri-State Men's Health. Some of their treatments can have you last an hour or more. Oh, my God.
Yes.
Hurt me, Rhonda. TriStateMen'sHealth.com. That's where you can check out everything they can do for you. They've got wonderful locations in Central Ohio, the one in Hilliard, where I go for the low testosterone therapy treatment, right off of 270 and Cemetery Road, right next to Fish's house. Stop by and see Fish. He'll talk to you.
Yes, he will.
He'll talk to you about how he doesn't want us to talk about baseball, even though the Guardians are in the postseason right now. And they just scored a run.
I know.
Good for you.
Lane Thomas, come on through for us.
Good for you. So I'm going to hit you with a six-pack of questions, Tyvis. You remember the old Coors Light six-pack that they did on SportsCenter way back in the day?
Yes.
I was thinking about that. So I said, hey, what the heck? Coors Light is hooking us up here. and we're out enjoying some pizza. It's a lovely little thirsty Thursday, ladies' night, best night of the week. By the way, tell me, what do you think? You guys can actually watch the show, too, even when we're on the road. The YouTube stream is up and going, so hello, we can see you guys out there. And, we're doing the show at a time where you might be listening on the radio, and then you get home, so just head on in, put the show on the big screen, and you can see this lovely pizza. You tell us what you think. Tavern style. It's delicious crust. It's got a good char to it. We've got the pepperoni and sausage. Oh,
you know what I really like? I really like the sauce that they have on there. You know, sometimes some pizza is more cheese than sauce. This one has a perfect blend of just the right amount of sauce with the right amount of cheese. The pepperoni and the sausage is delicious. This is a good 10 out of 10 for me.
I am right there with you, Tyvis, because you can't really. You don't want to let any of the ingredients get lost.
Yes.
You don't want to let any of the ingredients overtake one of the other ones.
Yeah.
What you said was just perfect. The sauce, the cheese, the topping ratio. I'm just enjoying a good bite here. Excuse me. The sauce has a good taste, too. It's got a good flavor to it. It's not too sweet.
Like 3 pieces.
It's not too salty.
Common man would be proud.
This is at least a 9 out of a 10 on the pizza scale. This is fantastic tavern-style pizza.
It is.
Okay. So question 1 for you as we get back to Ducks and Bucks. What part of Oregon's team do you respect the most, Tyvis?
That's a good question.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Obviously, it's got to be the wide receivers. I mean, they got 2 wide receivers that I think can absolutely go. If you get them the ball, they get them the ball in different ways. The RPO styles, just throwing bubble screens. I think they stretch the field really well. So I think that will be the challenge. I told you the big matchup that I'm looking at is Tez Johnson versus Jordan Hancock. That slot receiver matchup.
They can do damage,
because
right?
First of all, if anybody's never played nickel before, it's a lot of space in there. It's very difficult to guard a shifty athlete in that much space. But Jordan Hancock, I think, is really developing as a good nickel, and I think he's going to accept this challenge. I will be interested to see if we play man-to-man or if we play zone. I'm more personally thinking we should run man because of the style of offense that they run.
Yeah, interesting. I think you're going to be right there. And it's something. It stops you when you're looking at the stats and you see a wide receiver that's got double the receptions, the next guy.
Yeah.
And they're an offense that's been producing, but Tez Johnson has 43 catches for almost 400 yards. So the average, it tells you that he is doing that damage, and it's not necessarily plays that take the top over the defense, but he's moving the sticks.
Yeah.
And he's getting key yardage. Also, I mean, it's kind of in that Jarvis Landry territory, right? 9.2 yards per catch. But, hey, 9.2 yards per carry is huge, right?
Yeah,
so that's getting the job done. That's
Absolutely.
fine. And he's got 5 touchdown catches. All right, number 2. Oregon is one of the 10 most desirable college football locations in America. Yes or no? And why or why not?
Yeah, I mean, listen, for high school kids and high school recruits, there's no kid that sees the things that Oregon does as far as the stadium, obviously the gear that they get, and obviously you got Phil Knight backing them now and, putting some money in their pockets over there. So it's absolutely desirable. Dan Lanning has done a really good job of, making that place more desirable. You're going to see them really pick it up in recruiting and have these top 5 recruiting classes. And if they continue to win games and they fare well in the Big Ten, more high school kids will see the things that they're doing over there and want to go there.
All right, question number 3. Did you be honest? Please be honest here. Did you think you guys would win the national championship and ultimately get to that big game and win over Oregon after J.T. Barrett got injured in 2014?
That's a good question.
Be honest.
Honestly, I didn't know what to think. I knew, like I said, when J.T. went down, obviously at that moment we were rolling, but when J.T. went down, I knew Cardell was good. I didn't know how good he would be in game setting.
Right.
And I didn't know that our defense would turn it up a notch and be really lights out for those last 3 games. I think I started believing that we could win a national championship right when we beat Wisconsin the way we did. That to me was like, yeah, I think we could play with anybody.
Number 4, Ohio State's offensive and defensive lines are national championship worthy at this stage.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think coming into this season, the offensive line was the huge question mark. Defensive line-wise, they had production last year, but they just didn't have the sack numbers. That was the one thing that everybody was mad at, is how are we not getting sacks, especially when you had a Joey Bosa, Nick Bosa, Chase Young, the way those guys changed the game. We were looking for that guy, and we hadn't had it. But these guys did get pressure. Quarterbacks just got rid of the ball just a tad bit early. So defensive line, I wasn't necessarily worried about. Offensive line, yes, I was worried because last year it was a big wave. Some games they were really good. Some games they looked bad. And I didn't know what to expect. The way that they're playing right now, the way that they're meshing and gelling and the chemistry that they have, the way they open these gaps for these running backs and the way they give Will Howard enough time to get the ball down the field, yes, it's hard to say that they're not a national championship worthy or caliber offensive/defensive line.
2 more in the six-pack here, Tyvis. Jeremiah Smith will continue his touchdown streak Saturday night in Eugene. True or false?
True. I know they got a DB over there that's pretty good, but Jeremiah Smith's on another level right now.
He's too good.
And Will Howard really likes getting him the ball.
I think that's a good choice. Yeah. I think if all else fails, I think I'm going to find number 4.
Right.
Certainly, if it's single coverage, I'll throw the ball to you. I think you're going to win it. Last one, number 6. Will the Buckeyes be ranked number 1 in the nation on Monday?
Yeah. I think they're going to go out there and win in a dominant fashion.
So Texas going to lose?
No, I don't think Texas is going to lose, but I do think if you beat the number 3 team in a dominant fashion, it's hard to say that they're not better. They're number 1 team in the country. Now, whether people feel that Oregon is rightfully placed at number 3 right now, that's your own opinion. But at the end of the day, the fact of the matter is they are the number 3 team, and if the number 2 team beats the number 3 team by double-digit points, yes, they will be considered the number 1 team.
All right, you just answered a 6-pack of questions.
Well, thank you.
Coors Light style.
Thank you.
Very good, Tyvis. And we here on the Buckeye Show.
Celebrate with a tall boy.
And celebrate responsibly, right? This fine show is brought to you by our good friends at CareSource and at Coors Light. Hey, the new director of the college football playoff, that's Rich Clark, takes the job after a distinguished military career. He's a great man. And now he's got a gig that could have a lot of people on his case all the time. I caught up with Rich as we get set for a huge weekend of college football. We'll hear it next. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
Are you tired of large point spreads and lackluster matchups? Us too. Good news. It's Oregon Week. More good news. You picked the right radio station. The Fan.
Giant Eagle is making it easy to surround yourself with the sound of freshness, the sound of sizzle, the sound of savings. With new low prices on hundreds of your favorite produce items, deals for days on over 1,000 items throughout the store, plus weekly sales and My Perks for even more savings at the pump. Surround yourself with savings every time you shop at your neighborhood Giant Eagle. Visit gianteagle.com for details.
This football season, choose chill and go with the beer that's made for Ohio State game day. Whether you're at the shoe, the bar, or the basement, bring the Silver Bullets. You can win tickets to the game against that team up north on November 30th. Enter keyword kickoff at CoorsLight.com/college football. No purchase necessary. Open only to residents of Ohio through 10/31/24. See official rules for details at CoorsLight.com/college football. Coors Light, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. 21 means 21. Celebrate responsibly.
Does your vehicle need maintenance, but you don't have time? Krieger Ford's got you covered. Enjoy our convenient pickup and delivery service, or we come to you with our mobile service van. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today, only at KriegerFord.com.
Colin Man and T-Bone here for the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
We love that place so much, Mike. We're going back again to do a live broadcast.
Friday, October 11th. Be there, be a loser. 3 to 6. That's what time the show is.
I mean, we're losers for being on the show, but you can hang out with us and not be a loser.
We have lots of prizes to give away, including hockey tickets, and we're talking about the big football game they're going to be playing the next day.
Plus, we'll have a fan prize pack given away every hour of the show and stickers.
Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Get your game room game day ready with Billiards Plus. Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, and games the whole family will enjoy. Now's the time to get your name on a pool table before the holiday rush. Plus, top-of-the-line grills still in stock. Shop Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Friday nights mean high school football. Join us for the Fans High School Game of the Week.
This week, Upper Arlington at Olentangy Orange.
Live coverage starts Friday night at 6:30. Your home for Friday Night Lights, The Fan.
Hi, I'm Laura De Leon, president of Key Bank in Central Ohio. Here at Key, we believe in providing a helping hand in our community. While helping hands are wonderful, a helping bank is even better. That's a bank committed to solving people's financial needs, but it doesn't stop there. We advocate, we support, we listen, and we volunteer. That's a bank that is always ready to meet you in the moment. Key Bank opens doors.
Key Bank, member FDIC.
Get out there and have some fun in a new Toyota with more all-wheel drive choices than anyone else. Like the best-selling RAV4. Now through November 4th, get 4.99 APR financing on a new gas-powered 2024 RAV4. Or lease a RAV4 LE for $339 a month for 36 months with $32.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details. Or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
The future of recycling is now at Rumpke Waste and Recycling. The recycling leader has opened North America's largest, most technologically advanced recycling center right here in Central Ohio. This one-of-a-kind facility features interactive displays, educational opportunities, and the ability to process over 60 tons of recycled material per hour. Rumpke is committed to recycling and sustainability efforts. And for more than 90 years, Rumpke has worked to make sure the items you place in your recycling bin get used again. Visit Rumpke.com to learn how you can team with Rumpke to put less trash in our landfills and more of it to good use.
Hello, I'm Ross Bjork, Senior Vice President and Eugene Smith, Wolf Foundation Endowed Athletics Director at The Ohio State University. In partnership with AEP, Donato's, Kroger, The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, Huntington, and 10 TV, Ohio State Athletics strives to inspire the community to make a positive impact on children and families in our great state through the Buckeyes Care Initiative. Show and share your support in the community by using the hashtag BuckeyesCare.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State Athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Preseason, midseason, offseason. We keep on rolling. You've got the Buckeye Show.
It is Timmy and Tyvis, and the Buckeye Show is on the road. We're having some fun. Come on by and see us. We're at Cardo's Pizza and Tavern in Pickerington, thanks to our guys at Coors Light. You guys know all the places to listen to us. We, of course, got the Fan app. Download that. You can listen online, 971thefan.com. If you get home while you're listening on the old-fashioned radio, pop on the big screen. Watch it on YouTube. See our faces, even when we're out on location. You can watch us and jump in that YouTube chat. Now, Tyvis, this is great. Rich Clark, the college football playoff director, going to open up the Bryant Heating and Services fan guest hotline here. Rich served in the United States Air Force and retired after a 38-year career. It's awesome. And was the superintendent of the United States Air Force Academy as well. Now he oversees something millions of us fans are going to be caring an awful lot about this winter, the college football playoff. Rich, thank you so much for joining the show. How are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing great, Tim. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us. And now tell us, what has been the biggest adjustment taking over a role this humongous?
Well, it's been pretty awesome. I mean, the adjustment, I think, is that we're just going into a new era of college football. So there's a lot going on in the college football space. And then to go to the 12-team format is just a whole next level of excitement, I think. So it's been pretty great to be a part of it and help the team transition to this more exciting playoff, I think, and a more inclusive playoff for sure. So it's just been awesome to be a part of it.
You talk about the excitement, Rich. I was a proponent of moving to 12 teams, and I know this was debated all over whether people were pro-expansion or against it. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of bickering about the 13th and 14th teams that don't get in. That hasn't happened yet, though, but I don't think we're going to get there. Where are you with all that noise?
Well, I think that there's going to be, certainly if you're a fan of the 13th or 14th team, then there'll be some bickering, right? But that's college football. You got to have some opportunities for bickering, but there's going to be some other ones, right? If your team, let's say, 9 versus Team 8. You're not going to get a home field advantage in that first round of playoffs. So that's going to be a point of contention for some people. If you were the 6th-ranked champion and not the 5th-ranked champion, that could be a problem, right? Because you don't get into the playoffs. So there's going to be a lot of different points that people are going to think their team deserves something. But what I'll say is our job is really to pick the best, not the most deserving, the best teams, and then let them play it out on the field. So you're right, though. It's going to alleviate some of the contention, but there's still going to be people that aren't going to be happy that their team wasn't included.
Rich Clark, he is the director of the College Football Playoff. He is joining us here on the Buckeye Show. I should get my titles straight. I guess I should address you, sir, as Lieutenant General, because a distinguished 38-year career in the Air Force is an impressive thing. I thank you for your service and your dedication to our country. How do you think that your career has prepared you for this next step here, this little add-on now of running how we see the finish to a sport we love so dearly in America?
Well, first, thanks for that, Tim. I appreciate you acknowledging that, but I definitely want to go by Rich because I am retired. So please always call me Rich. But I think that it prepared me the most in a couple ways. For one, there's a lot of partners that are involved in making sure that we're able to really get the best teams on the field in the playoffs and then execute an amazing game. And we have to work with the commissioners. We work with the conference commissioners, that is. We work with our bowl partners. We work with athletic directors. And it's really our job to help move everyone in the same direction. And that's something in the military you learn how to pull a lot of groups together and guide them towards that common purpose. So I think that's part of my job, to help move us all in the direction that's going to just make for an amazing playoff. So I think I've had some experience there, not in this space, obviously, but the idea is very similar. The other thing is, in the military, you learn how to take flak, right? You get a lot of grief. People take shots at you, but you got to keep on moving. And I think that's going to be a part of this job for sure, because there's going to be some teams, some fans that just aren't happy, but we have to do the right thing and then keep moving. So I think the military's helped me with that a little bit too.
Well, sir, I can follow orders with the best of them, so I will address you as Rich for the rest of this interview. Now, Rich, what are you doing? What are you pouring over? How much college football are you watching before we get into the first rankings that'll come out here not too long?
Yeah, I am spending my Saturdays watching football all day. I usually get in about 6 games. And I go to a few games. I've gone to a few this year. Interestingly, though, I get a lot more out of it when I stay home and watch them on TV than when I go to the games. Because I end up talking to people and not really being able to focus on it. But when I'm watching at home, I'm able to take in a whole lot more. And honestly, our team here puts together an iPad so that all of the selection committee members, when it comes to the selection time, they're able to watch a game in 30 minutes. I haven't done that yet, but I'm going to start doing that in a week or two just to get my mind ready to take in all that football and be able to sort of think about it in the right way so that we're ready for that selection weekend. So I'm taking a lot in, but I love it. It's so cool to tell my wife, hey, honey, I'm working right now, so I got to watch this game, and it's pretty good.
Well, Rich, maybe I can try to put you on the spot a little bit here for all of our fine Buckeye fans. We, of course, are the Buckeye Show, and the Buckeyes are going to have a resume that you're going to have to pour over as the season progresses. Big game this week. They go on the road to number 3 Oregon. If you were voting right now, Texas has a road win at Michigan. If Ohio State gets the job done and, say, passes with flying colors on the road at Oregon, would that be enough for them to be considered the number 1 team in the country?
Okay, so you are putting me on the spot, and I'm going to tell you something, Tim. I do not make any kind of predictions. I am not going to do that. That'll get me in trouble with my committee. But I'll tell you this, Buckeyes are having a great season, and they're going to have a tough tough fight this weekend. So it'll tell us a lot. But the beauty of this season and the way that the playoff goes now is you can have a stumble. I mean, maybe a team doesn't come out in a big game the way that they had hoped. That doesn't eliminate them from getting back into the playoff and really regaining that ground and still being able to compete for the championship. And Ohio State's just an awesome team. They got a great history, and seeing them in the mix is a great thing. So I'm just waiting to see how this game turns out, like everybody else.
Rich, you hit on one of them right there in that answer, but I'll leave you this. What is your favorite aspect of the 12-team field? Rebounding, being able to still have a chance, that's one that you just hit on. But what's your favorite part of this that you get to oversee now?
Well, I love just overseeing the whole thing, but I will tell you the part of it that I'm most excited about are the on-campus games. Those are going to be electric. The first round, teams 5 through 8 that are seeded 5 through 8 against teams seeded 9 through 12 are going to play each other at the higher seeds campus. That is going to be incredible. And I think those will be some of the best games that we watch, but also they'll be some of the best games that those campuses have ever hosted. So that really excites me. We're already getting ready for that. We're talking to teams now, a lot of teams, to make sure that they're ready in case they get that seed. So that part of it I really love. And the rest of it is just going to be incredible too. But that's going to be a big change to what we've done in the past.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is Rich Clark, former Lieutenant General in the United States Air Force, the superintendent of the Air Force Academy, and he was kind enough to join us, and he is about to have one of the busiest winters he's ever had. I will apologize in advance, sir, for the scrutiny. You said you're ready for it, right? A career in the military gets you ready for it. You're going to get a lot of scrutiny in this role, and probably a lot from the Buckeye faithful if they don't wind up the #1 team at the end of the college football season.
Well, I am ready for it, and I wish the Buckeyes all the luck as I do with all the other teams, but it'll be exciting. And even if they're not #1 going into the playoff, they have an opportunity to fight right back up there and get that spot if they're deserving. So I wish you Buckeyes, all the best.
Absolutely. Rich Clark, the college football playoff director, kind enough to join us on the Buckeye Show. We're going to throw it back on this Thursday and examine the last time the Buckeyes played a West Coast game in the regular season. This man, Tyvis Powell, right here, was playing in it. Something bad happened to him that day as well. It was pretty interesting. That's next. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
Winners of the prestigious Platinum Microphone Award every year, given to the best radio station in the world. No need to look it up. It's real. The Fan.
Want to kick off your fall shopping with a touchdown? Shop Bob's Discount Furniture for pieces that fit your style and your space. Check out Bob's space-conscious and style-forward furniture for every room, like counter-height dining sets, convenient lift-top coffee tables, guest-friendly pop-up sleepers, and storage-filled seating perfect for game day hangouts. So stop and score winning design with Bob's Discount Furniture, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 2 trips to a Buckeye postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Imagine a tailgate. The heat of the flame, the sizzle of the burger, the squeeze of the ketchup. Grilling is essential to tailgating as the game itself. Weber grills are there in the hours, minutes, and even seconds before kickoff. Before the best damn band in the land plays the battle cry, signaling it's time to take the field. Weber is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. This season, Weber created an officially licensed, limited edition Ohio State grill inspired by the iconic Buckeye helmets. Find the best damn grill in the land at local Ohio retailers.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium Tours offers a variety of options and pricing that will meet your needs. For more information, visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com and book your tour of Ohio Stadium today.
Sunday, a day of rest, relaxation, and Browns football. Catch the Brownies as they head to Philly to battle the Eagles.
Live coverage starts Sunday at 11 with the Kick It One.
Your Central Ohio home for Browns football, The Fan.
You want an easy way to feed your friends? You get a Jersey Mike's catering box. You want an exciting radio idea? You get me. Like this. There's a Jersey Mike's catering box off the coast of Corsica that needs rescuing. Me and a team of mercenaries go in, barrel rolling past the sleeping guard, and we find the catering box in a secret bunker. I say, men, let's get these 12 subs home. But they're already eating them. That's the problem with mercenaries. You can't trust them. The Jersey Mike's catering box, a sub above.
Ready to be the change and have a positive impact on your community? Consider joining the Columbus Division of Police. Starting pay is $70,000 plus, growing to 6 figures after 4 years of service. We offer paid vacations, paid holidays, and health insurance. Do you aspire to complete your degree? We offer 100% tuition reimbursement after you complete your first year of service. Contact the CPD recruiting unit at jobs@columbuspolice.org or apply online at columbus.gov/government/jobs. The City of Columbus is an equal opportunity employer.
Attention small business or sole proprietors. Do you want to save money on health care for your business? Be able to cover your employees with the best dental, doctors, and hospitals? Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter for the SACA Benefit Plan. Nearly 100,000 members strong in the state of Ohio. The SACA Benefit Plan is administered by Anthem and could be right for you. Small businesses, visit 844-medohio.com. That's medohio.com. The SACA Benefit Plan could be right for you. Visit 844-medohio.com.
The time to save big is now. It's Ford Truck Month at your local Ford dealer, and the time to buy is now. Make way for great offers across an amazing lineup of Ford trucks, featuring the built Ford Tough F-150 and Super Duty. Check out the versatile Ford Maverick and the capable Ford Ranger. But you can't wait. These limited Truck Month deals won't last. Check it all out at buyfordnow.com. Then get over to your local Ford dealer today. Hurry in, as these deals won't last long.
It's almost Football Friday. All play and no work.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football, The Fan. Tailgating is a state of mind. You are listening to The Buckeye Show.
I feel like we're tailgating right now. I feel like we got a Thursday night out and about Buckeye Show on the road.
It's got that vibe.
We're in tailgate mode right now. I mean, we got guys OHing out here. I-O, we got it. We'll do two. I-O, do it again. One more. I-O. There we go. We got our limit. We got our 2 limit. And Timmy and Tyvis hanging out with all you fine Buckeye fans tonight. We are at Cardo's Pizza and Tavern. Lovely spot in Pickerington on Refugee Road. Awesome of them to have us out here, and our friends at Coors Light as well. So, Tyvis, we're in prime, big-time matchup mode here. You almost start to get goosebumps when you get late in the week. You know, you hear about your team. They're getting ready to take their flight, so they're ready to head out, and then it becomes real, and then you get closer to the biggest college football game of the year. We spend so much time in our off-season having so much fun talking about God knows what. It's mainly we talk about food and the Buckeyes. And now we're talking.
It's a good combination.
We got food tonight. The pizza's absolutely outstanding here, tavern style. But we're getting more involved with the big game, and this is what we do it for these ones.
This has been the one that's been circled on everybody's calendar all year. You know, you knew coming into this season that Ohio State was going to play some cupcake games, you know, whatever the case may be.
Yeah,
but you wanted to see them dominate, and they did exactly what you wanted them to do in those games. They look absolutely dominant against all of those teams. Now it's time to see what they truly are made of against a team that's supposed to be as good as them.
That is the difference, right? Because that might prove to everybody that this team, even without having the big test yet, that they are as advertised, because we can point back to many, many, many years and look at some prior Buckeye schedules where it's not necessarily an opponent that you would feel on paper matches up with the Buckeyes. It might be a MAC opponent where it just feels a little too close for comfort.
Think about it. People were panicking in the Akron game because it was, 6-0 or 7-0 or something like that at halftime.
Well, they scored
like, what
first.
is going on?
They scored first.
Yeah, it's like, what's going on here?
Unacceptable. Just not right. So why don't we do this now? We're talking about, road trips and playing in the West Coast and how this is neat that you get this opportunity to do it. Now, the last time the Buckeyes were out west, like a true left coast game.
Not a bowl game.
Not a bowl game. Not a bowl game.
Regular season
Columbus
game.
Day is a different day entirely.
Yeah.
We're talking about a regular season game. You have to go back to September 14th, 2013. Does it ring a bell?
Yeah, it does. I was happy to be there.
You know the game right away. Comes back to you. What game was it?
Cal. Ohio State versus Cal.
The Golden Bears.
Yes.
Who is the quarterback of those Cal Golden Bears?
Jared Goff.
Jared Goff, number 1 overall pick. Look at him now. They ran him out of L.A.
But now he's in Detroit thriving.
He is thriving in Detroit. So it's been 11 seasons since they were out there, and we're gonna take a little look back at this game and have some fun with it because Braxton Miller. This was a different injury, right? He had a bit of a short-term injury that year.
Yeah.
And one Kenny Guyton.
Yeah.
Common man likes to call him Smooth Jazz. He stepped in, and boy, did he deliver. He led the boys to Berkeley to take on Cal. Here we go. The Boatman back there has got some tasty little Paul Keels bites. First quarter, less than 2 minutes into the game, he found Devin Smith for an epic one.
2nd and 6, Ohio State at their 10. Quick snap to Guyton, who's going to look on the right side again, but lofts this one long down the right sideline for Evan Spencer. Got it at the 50. It's Devin Smith, to the 30, to the 20, to the 10-yard line, and into the end zone. Ohio State strikes in a hurry, and Devin Smith, who hurt Cal with a long one last year, a 90-yard touchdown pass reception from Kenny Guyton.
90 yards. So just like that, you go pretty much right there to the top of the record books, one of the longest plays from scrimmage in Ohio State football history.
I believe it. I mean, Devin probably made quarterbacking easy for a lot of our quarterbacks. I mean, just throw it deep. He was so good at getting down the field with beating people with speed, and you couldn't overthrow him. That was the good thing about Devin. You could throw it as far as you can, and he would go find it.
Then another touchdown to Devin Smith for 47 yards, got him off to a hot start. And then the Buckeyes had a golden opportunity to take a 21-0 lead, but they had a 4th and goal situation. Here it is.
4th and goal at the 1 of Cal. Buckeyes up 2 touchdowns. Guyton gets the snap out of the shotgun, rolls to the right, throws right corner of the end zone, caught for a touchdown. Kenny Guyton finds his receiver, and that is Fields. Chris Fields makes the grab going to the right corner of the end zone. He hauls it in traffic. 3rd touchdown of the year for Chris Fields. 3rd touchdown pass of the day. Kenny Guyton, 20-0 Ohio State.
So you could see a couple things here, that Kenny Guyton was awesome as a backup and could really move the needle, and Cal's defense just wasn't equipped. They couldn't get behind like that.
Yeah.
They had offense, but their defense just couldn't contain you guys. Chris Fields, great softball player, by the way, but that's Urban Meyer's aggressiveness, going for it on 4th down to take a 3-touchdown lead on the road. You almost end the game right there.
Yeah. The funny thing about that, there's a couple of things that stick out in this game with me. This was the first time that I dealt with, like, tempo, like a team that runs tempo.
I see. And it's going very, very quick.
Yeah. And I remember, like, so obviously you travel and all those things, your body's fine and all of those things, but I remember I was a little gassed. I was a little winded. But I didn't want to say nothing. Like, I should
have gone on a diet.
I didn't want to say anything because I'm thinking, like, maybe it's just me. Like, maybe I'm, like, messed up. Like, did I not hydrate properly or something?
I know what you mean. I don't want to, if no one else is talking about it, I'm not going to talk about it.
So we get to the sideline, and Pitt Brown goes, I ain't gonna lie, that tempo real. I'm over here dying. So I was like, good, it's not just me. We all tired from this tempo. So you realize that you had to figure out a way to get some stops on 1st down to stop the tempo, which we ended up doing in that game. But the number one thing that sticks out to me when I think about this game, is this was the day that my wrist was never gonna be the same.
Oh,
I broke my wrist in this game. because they had this tight end. He was like 240. He was like 6'5", 240. And when he tried to block me, I had to boom. He had to block.
Yeah, you had to
And I hit him, and my wrist just dropped down like this here. And I thought maybe I just jammed my wrist. Like maybe it's just sprained or something.
Did you hear anything?
No, but I'm like, okay, it's just probably sprained. So, obviously I go to the trainers and I say, I think my wrist is a little sprained. So they just kind of tape it up. And we ended up getting an x-ray on it. And the thing about what I did is it takes a while for you to truly see what it is. It takes like a week for you to see that it's broke. So when they initially scanned it, they said, oh, it's fine. Come to find out I broke it. I found out later in the year I broke it.
That would be the worst injury of your career, right?
Well, between
it's just something that kind of
and I would never get into I would never get in a push-up position, or I'll never flip a bar again.
That's right. That's why you don't. You go with the fist. You go with the fist. Even to this day, I saw you doing push-ups because you're a crazy person doing push-ups in the studio in between segments, just like that. So the rest of this game would be history. Those big plays and the start for Ohio State would be it. But Jared Goff shredded the defense. It didn't really matter because of how much points you guys put up, but he had 371 yards and 3 touchdowns. Had the one pick to Christian Bryant, but Kenny G, 272 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks, 92 rushing, and Jordan Hall, 168 yards and 3 short touchdown runs. Yeah, Jordan Hall, the last guy to what?
Take a kick return to the house.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Final score 52-34 when the Buckeyes went out west and played Cal.
Good
All right.
times.
Bodie's time coming up here. Was doing a little reading on the college football weekend we're about to have. I saw some quotes on ESPN.com of someone I know pretty well. This guy, Tyvis Powell, cheating on me, talking about their situation 10 years ago. What did he say? We'll tell you. We'll keep our finger on the college football pulse next. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
Common Man and T-Bone are idiots. You should listen to them anyway.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
The Fan, Ohio's idiot destination.
Buckeyes, I'm Kurt Lewis, United Healthcare of Ohio CEO and graduate of The Ohio State University. United Healthcare and the Ohio Chamber of Commerce believe healthy small businesses are vital to our economy. That's why we're ready to give your small business a big promotion at no cost to you through our small business sweepstakes. Winners receive radio promotion, social media recognition, and more. To enter, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com/UHC. United Healthcare, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
For terms and conditions, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com/UHC. Sweepstakes rules and restrictions apply.
Things are popping at Al's Delicious Popcorn. With over 80 flavors to choose from, we have something for everyone. From classics like caramel cashew, white cheddar, and our famous vanilla butternut, to new flavors like chicken and waffles and spicy barbecue. They are all made fresh and they are all delicious. Visit us online at alspopcorn.com or come see us and experience the best service in town at 1500 Bethel Road in Columbus. Al's Delicious Popcorn.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a Buckeye, it's the action off the field you need to focus on. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? Make it a perfect season. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce. And jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. All available to order online or on our app. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hey Columbus, looking for the perfect day trip? Head to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton. Dive into football history, see legendary players, and enjoy interactive exhibits. Fun for the whole family. Visit ProFootballHOF.com for tickets. The Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, where it's always football season.
Life. It's full of strange twists and unexpected surprises. But at AAA, it's always been our policy to look on the plus side. And our AAA Plus members tend to take the same view. Take Martin, for example. Last Monday, his morning coffee surprised him with an extra 10 degrees of Fahrenheit. Ouch! It was just the jolt of energy he needed to start the day. Later, when his shirt was targeted by the mustard on his burger, he became a proud trendsetter.
Martin, looking good.
And when he walked face first into a sparkling glass door, he was happy to provide some much-needed entertainment for his coworkers.
I'm okay.
And of course, when his car battery took early retirement, Martin felt no resentment. He knew there was a plus side. AAA's expert roadside assistance was only a call away.
Hello, AAA. Are you in a safe location?
While we can't all be like Martin, we can become a AAA Plus member and experience the peace of mind that comes with living on the plus side. Towing is subject to a 7-day waiting period. Terms and conditions apply.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars, Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good evening. I'm Buddy Wells. We'll start with baseball. In Detroit, the Guardians are playing a must-win Game 4 right now against the Tigers in the ALDS. Good news, the Guards finally scored a run. Bad news, the Tigers just scored a run themselves. It's even at 1-1 in the third inning. Later on tonight, the Yankees meet the Royals in Kansas City. First pitch in that game is at 8:08. New York leads that series 2-1. In hockey, we're just about an hour away from the Blue Jackets season getting underway. The CBJ will get things started out on the road as they're in Minnesota for a matchup against the Wild. Face-off is at 8 p.m. Our pregame coverage will get started right here on the Fan at the bottom of the hour at 7:30. And Week 6 of the NFL's regular season gets underway in Seattle tonight. That's where the 3-2 Seahawks will host the 2-3 49ers. Kickoff is at 8:15. On Sunday, the Browns are in Philadelphia to face the Eagles at 1, and the Bengals take on the Giants in New York on Sunday night at 8:20. Breaking sports news when it happens on the Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
It's time for the College Football Pulse on the Buckeye Show.
Sponsored by Roof Revivers. Whether your roof needs a quick repair or a full replacement, Roof Revivers has you covered. Visit roofrevivers.com today.
What a night here on the Buckeye Show. Timmy and Tyvis with you. And we are out at Cardo's Pizza and Tavern in Pickerington on Refugee Road. Been a fun night. Also fun getting the inside scoop on this high school football rivalry that we have in this area. Yeah. And the high school split up, and now it becomes Pickerington South, Pickerington North.
I've always been Switzerland. I know guys from North. I know guys from Central.
Me
Matty
too.
Ice is North.
Mm-hmm. Jack Sawyer, North, right?
I played with Jamie Wood and Zach Bourne. They were Central guys.
Lorenzo and Sonny Stiles, South.
Yeah, see? That's what I know. I'm Switzerland. I have
Me too. I got no allegiances. I'll go, back in the day when I would fill in for Matty Andrews for some high school football play-by-play. Our guys, Paul Barnes and Jeff Tito Thidoff, filling in for him, doing a great job this season.
Yeah.
Another big game coming up tomorrow. Got another game coming up tomorrow.
Olin,
and then next weekend, we skip a night because we've got some Buckeye basketball coming onto the schedule.
Look at that.
With Buckeye hockey. So times are getting crazy. We're getting to that part of the year. But, Bodie, how you doing back there in the studio, man? You ready for your segment?
I am fantastic, Tim. Hanging out with all my friends back here.
Yeah, I bet.
You got to put the head up in the studio.
I'm looking at it. Or actually, I don't know. It's dark over there. I actually do not see it. But
it's under the desk. Somebody decided to put me under the desk.
Wow. Well, that's disrespectful.
I don't know how that happened, Tyvis. It wasn't me.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, guys, Timmy, you teased it going into the break here. The last time the Ducks and Bucks squared off, it didn't go very well for Ohio State. But the good news, though, is the time before that, it went very, very well for Ohio State. And Tyvis, I think you were on that field for a good part of that game, if I'm not mistaken. You want to help the folks remember that one?
Yeah, so, the Buckeyes went on to win the national championship. It was a nice little goal line stop by Tyvis Powell, which kind of demoralized them a little bit. And we closed the game out with a nice little interception that Eli stole from me. And I went on to win defense MVP. I think Zeke won offensive MVP. Great night for the Buckeyes. Gold confetti everywhere.
So I'm opening up the ESPN.com. I'll do a little bit of reading as I get ready for a big college football smorgasbord. And this is a beautiful-looking weekend. It's the Red River Shootout, rivalry, showdown, whatever we have to call it to be politically correct. I just go with the shootout. Who really cares, right? So that's this weekend. Ton of other big matchups. And at the top of this article, Jake Trotter's setting the table. And I, right off the top, start seeing quotes from a name I'm very familiar with. It's you. It's Tyvis Powell again. He's just everywhere. He's just never saying no. So you're talking about where your mind was going into that walk-up, which, again, it is still to this day the craziest story, the most awesome story, because we're a part of it here in Columbus in college football history. A program gets knocked down to their third-string quarterback. They've got to do something crazy just to get in, and they go out and win 59-0 in front of everybody in a Big Ten championship saying.
What a time to be alive.
I thought you said something about Cardale Jones, which told you that this guy was going to be ready.
Yeah.
You said Powell realized Cardale meant business when he got home from class the Monday after the Michigan game, which is when he had to come in and finish up the deal when JT went out. Powell usually found his roommate playing Call of Duty in the living room.
Yeah.
But that evening, Jones was at the football facility studying film with then offensive coordinator Tom Herman.
Yeah.
Tyvis says that was a calming thing, like, oh, I'll do your voice. Oh, you're locked in. At that point, I knew we were going to be fine. You were good.
Yeah.
You were good.
Yeah, man. You know, you've seen that a guy was really dedicated about his craft. He understood what was at stake. And, you know, I just respected him a lot. The funny thing is, I went to go visit him about a week ago. And guess what? I walked in. Guess what he was doing? Sitting on the couch playing Call of Duty. So some things just never change.
Never change, right? And what were you saying at the part when JT went out and you said, oh, man, here we go again. We overcame the Braxton injury, which was hard enough. We finally got this train rolling, and boom, we get hit by another quarterback injury.
Yeah, because it's just like we just unlucky this year. What's going on here? Are we not living right or something? I mean, the Braxton one was the hardest because you're talking about a guy who was just the human highlight reel. And, you know, I remember just after that practice getting on Twitter and stuff, and everybody was like, oh, well, the Buckeyes are done. They have no chance. Their chances went to like 30-1 or to win it all or something like that. So then you finally overcome all this stuff, and you get a great leader in JT. And, you know, JT is a warrior. I've watched JT deal with knee injuries, shoulder injuries, whatever. He always got back up and continued to keep playing no matter what. And when you saw him not get up, then you knew something was wrong.
Right.
Because if JT has a pulse, he's going to continue to play. And I remember Jeff Hireman talking about it. He said he went down. JT, like, put his hand out for Jeff to pick him up, to give him a hand up. And Jeff looked at his leg and was like, I think you want to stay down on this one, buddy. And, yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, and, you know, the thing that, you know, you think of going back to Braxton, and obviously JT and his numbers and his production spoke for itself.
Yeah.
Spoke for itself.
He was
a
like
leader.
he was a Heisman
He's a
candidate.
coach now, a Heisman candidate, right, in his own right. And people, you know, as time went on, wanted to say certain type of things about JT Barrett. And, you know, I was probably one of the masses as well when I saw how Dwayne Haskins looked throwing the football that one year when he appeared in the Michigan game. But Braxton, there's not many Buckeye fans that didn't think he was going to win a Heisman Trophy. As electrifying as he was, and it does feel like he didn't necessarily get the fairest shake with the injuries and getting to be a part of that and getting his chance to ride with those Buckeyes to, you know, potentially win a national championship. But that's how sports goes, right? That's how it all goes, and it's a great story. And it probably happened the way that it had to happen for you guys to win the national championship. Boatman, what do we got next, buddy?
Are you kidding me? Where are we at in society today?
All right, next up, guys. Timmy, you mentioned this just a second ago. One of the greatest rivalries in all of college football will take place this weekend at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. Top-ranked Texas will face number 18 Oklahoma in the Red River rivalry. Today, Steve Sarkisian confirmed that Quinn Ewers, he'd be back in the lineup for the Longhorns after he missed the last 2 games or so with an oblique injury. Sark also had this to say about his team facing the Sooners, quote, "There's just stuff that happens in this game that I think that's what makes this game special. We're fortunate to be a part of it, and this week is no different. To think I'm going to have to give some Newt Rockne speech to get our team ready for this game is probably not true. I could probably show up at kickoff, and our guys will be ready to play on Saturday morning."
Bodie, Paul Hornung could have dressed in this locker.
Terry Hanratty, Johnny Jack, Leon Hart.
Yeah, all the guys, all the boys, right? We don't know any of those famous Texas players like we know those Notre Dame guys, but this is going to be a fun game, Tyvis. And when you talk about where the rankings are going to spit out here, come Monday. Obviously, if Oklahoma can do it, I don't think they can. I don't think they will.
Yeah,
but we shall see. I don't know if the voters are going to let the Buckeyes have it if Texas wins and looks really good with this win and also the Michigan road game.
If they go out there and dominate, like 14+, it's going to be hard to do.
Ooh, if the Buckeyes do or
no.
Texas
does? If Texas goes out and dominates Oklahoma.
And we know that Michigan is not any good. Like, we understand that now. It's starting to appear that a really, really good team, a national championship-worthy team, should drill Michigan because they can't throw the ball. They're one-dimensional. They don't have a quarterback. Playing with 10 guys, basically.
I love to see it. You love to see it.
Me too.
The fall is great.
Yes, it is.
They needed to be humbled,
it is.
and this is a great humbling season.
Connor Stallions, that little you-know-what, is going on podcasts and talking about...
He's trying to really get as much money as he possibly can out of this thing.
God, are we just done? It is so Bishop Sycamore. I'm just... I don't care. I don't care.
You know, that's
what you have to say about it. Oh, yeah, Ryan Day's got a guy. Oh, he had a guy. He's very, very good.
You do know that.
Sure he does. I'm not going to say who it is because I don't do stuff like that. You don't? Sure you do. You're Connor Stallions.
Did you know that Bishop Sycamore is my fantasy team name?
That's good. You and about 700,000 others.
Yeah.
After that story, Boatman, one more, buddy.
Get your chin up. Smile. Smile.
All right, guys, along with, of course, Ohio State at Oregon and Texas against Oklahoma. A few other games that I'll be kind of looking forward to on Saturday. What do you guys think here? Number 18, Kansas State is at Colorado. Kind of actually a sneaky Big 12 heavy implications on that one. Number 9, Ole Miss is at number 13, LSU. Loser of that one could maybe be sort of eliminated from the playoff. Probably not quite yet, but they'll be up against it there for the rest of the season. And then number 4, Penn State travels to Southern California.
I'll tell you what, all three of them are really good. I know that you're going to be the biggest Ole Miss fan because I know how you feel about Brian Kelly. I do think that Penn State and USC one could be better than what people think. Penn State has been looking really good lately. Now all of a sudden they can throw the ball. Like they can throw the ball and run the ball. For some odd reason, Nick Singleton didn't play last week. I don't know what that was about. But Katron Allen really had a really solid game. But they found another receiver. They got 3 receivers now that's had over 100 yards. USC's offense is very explosive. That Woody Marks dude, that running back, is really good, and that Zachary Branch at wide receiver is very explosive. So I think that might turn into a shootout.
I don't
It's a shootout. Tell me.
No, I'm not.
It's going to be a shootout.
I want to
stop. Both defenses are suspect to me.
With what you said about Penn State being able to throw, I think when you go back to that Illinois game and Drew Aller was held to 135 passing yards.
But they had 2 running backs with 100 yards.
I know they did, but I don't know if he's going to be able to consistently make plays down the field. He's got a good completion percentage. It's just they're not asking him to do too much right now. They run the ball really well.
Like 250, like 3 times this season.
Okay, he's barely cracked 200 yards in 4 of his 5 games.
I've been watching the Browns. And
250
is like so far away from where the Cleveland Browns are right now.
Sorry, we're not trying to use Deshaun Watson as our gold standard.
Saying, 250 is good.
You should be terrified if you're watching the games and having to do your job on Sunday. We're not talking about the Browns as any kind of...
I'm just saying, 250 is a lie.
We don't want to use them as an analogy for great offensive football right now. I'm just saying. And Penn State's been in a lot of these games where they've just been way, way, way better than the other teams.
So you think USC you think they're just going to roll USC?
I think Penn State's going to be fine against USC. I'm just talking about down the road.
That big test will be Ohio State.
Of course. And I did see Joel Klatt have the opinion, and he might be right. The way if the games break the right way, you could have a case where Ohio State and Penn State is 1 versus 2.
Yeah, okay.
Texas has to take a loss.
Yeah, okay.
And
I don't think that
Penn State sits at number 4. Oregon would go down.
Ohio State's biggest test this year is going to be Indiana. Book it, Bodie.
Could be undefeated. Google me. Kurt Signetti. All right, Bode man. Thank you so much, buddy. Hope you're doing well back there.
This is unbelievable. You guys are playing like this is some throwaway game up in Rochester.
Thank you, Tim.
You're very welcome. You got that in there. Ryan Day had his radio show earlier today, and I made sure it was on the air for all of us and not a total disaster. We'll hear some of his top comments next. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
This promo is brought to you by Common Man and Timmy Hall's Ping Pong Game. The Fan.
Hey, Buckeye fans, the best new resort in the country is right here in the state of Ohio. Introducing the Grand Resort in Warren, Ohio. Whether it's family fun, an adult getaway, a conference or event, there's no place like it. It's a year-round destination with the best golf, med spa, dining, salon and spa, pools, lounges, and activities. The Grand Resort will be the best staycation you've ever had. Go to the website, thegrandresort.com, or call 330-856-1900. The Grand Resort in Warren, Ohio. We're waiting for you.
Hello, I'm Ross Bjork, Senior Vice President and Eugene Smith, Wolf Foundation Endowed Athletics Director at The Ohio State University. In partnership with AEP, Donato's, Kroger, The Ohio State University, Wexner Medical Center, Huntington, and 10 TV, Ohio State Athletics strives to inspire the community to make a positive impact on children and families in our great state through the Buckeyes Care Initiative. Show and share your support in the community by using the hashtag BuckeyesCare.
Hey, Buckeye fans! As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 2 trips to a Buckeye postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium Tours offers a variety of options and pricing that will meet your needs. For more information, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com and book your tour of Ohio Stadium today.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
Things are popping at Al's Delicious Popcorn. With over 80 flavors to choose from, we have something for everyone. From classics like caramel cashew, white cheddar, and our famous vanilla butternut, to new flavors like chicken and waffles and spicy barbecue. They are all made fresh and they are all delicious. Visit us online at alspopcorn.com or come see us and experience the best service in town at 1500 Bethel Road in Columbus. Al's Delicious Popcorn.
Remember how that little girl in Poltergeist was in the TV?
They're here.
Yeah? Well, she's actually dead now. It's quite sad. Anyway, watch your favorite fan shows on your TV by subscribing to us on YouTube. Search 971 The Fan. Do it now.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Save more with digital coupons. California red, white, or black seedless grapes are just 99 cents a pound with your card and digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Dormar, your climate hero.
Dort, what's that guy yelling about in my noisemaker?
Dormar, your climate hero.
Your climate hero, you fossil?
What's a climate hero?
That's Dormar, our same-day heating and AC company we've used for 60 years.
Who?
Dormar, your climate hero.
Come on, Dad, you laugh every time you hear their tighty-whitey commercials.
Yep, those are funnier.
Dormar, your climate hero.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Blue skies, light winds, and a comfortable finish on this Thursday. Temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. Down to the upper 30s for Friday morning with some patchy frost. After that, plenty of sunshine, a warm afternoon. Temperatures back in the low 70s, and temperatures staying in the 60s for Friday night football. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
Dreaming of the day when the script Buckeyes become the permanent men's basketball uniforms. Yes, looking nice. This is the Buckeye Show.
Presented by Coors Light.
Yes, it is. And our buddies at Coors Light have sent us on the road here tonight. Buckeye Show out on the town. Cardo's Pizza and Tavern in Pickerington on Refugee Road. Yeah, yes. Lovely crowd. Lovely Buckeye crowd out here. That's right. You guys excited for the Oregon game coming up on Saturday? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. This is what it's all about. Getting out in the community, people are excited. Folks are excited. We got a big college football game coming up, and we're happy about it. We also have our hockey team ready to drop the puck on the 2024-2025 regular season. Coverage is coming up in the next segment as we get the puck dropped. Jackets at the Wild. I feel gutted for Boone Jenner. I'm sure you saw that news. He's hurt, and they're not even sure if he's going to – it sounds dicey if he can even make it back at some point this season now. Yeah. You can't even say – there aren't really words to describe the tragedy that this franchise has gone through, and now Boone is hurt. He's dicey. You just want to see these guys go out and play with heart and start building towards the future. New coach, new GM. Just be an effort team. That's what I'll be cheering for him, but that's what I'm going to look for these guys.
It's going to be like Bodie's favorite movie, Miracle on Ice.
It's going to have to be like that.
It's going to be one of those.
Yeah.
Ones.
Yep. Well, they do have some connections to that 1980 Miracle on Ice team.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. I think it's Don Waddell. Yeah, Don Waddell, the GM. I know in the movie, Herb. How did it go in the movie, Bodie? Herb was was a player on that team, but he was hurt and couldn't make the roster, right?
Yeah, but he left him on the roster, I'm pretty sure, didn't he?
No, I don't think Herb got to go. Because if you're not
Herb
playing,
himself? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the player that was actually he did let stay on because he later played in one of the games.
Yeah, well, that's just the Disney stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
The Disney stuff.
Everything about that, Tim, that wasn't a movie. That was a documentary.
Don't call that a movie. That's my life.
Footage.
You're talking about Bodie.
Unfortunately, Herb never got to see it, but he lived it.
That's an important 2 hours of Bodie's life. That was so sad. Herb died before that movie came out, but in a tragic car accident. But hopefully the Jackets get it done here and do everything they can do to have a successful season. It's going to be a tough one. Ryan Day show earlier today as we're getting ready for the Ducks and the Bucks. He had this to say. We talked about it earlier in the show, how you perform in the trenches, both on the defensive line. We like to play there with Tyleek being back. What about the development of the offensive line? Here he was.
The guys who came back, Josh Simmons, you got Josh Fryer, you got Donovan. All three of those guys are now, a year older. They understand the system better. They had a great offseason. And so they're just a year more experienced, which is very, very important in the offensive line because, like anything else, you either remember and you're learning. These guys are starting to remember now because they have enough, plays under their belt. But then you insert a guy like Seth McLaughlin who has played a lot of football and just has a great way of communicating what's going on up front and playing at a high level. He's kind of tied everybody together there. And then Tegra and Austin playing on the right, having guys who have experience around them, I think, has allowed them to play at a high level in there. So I think that's all important.
Let's hear Ryan Day talk about some of these weapons that are going to be called upon to put points on the board and to catch the football. We've seen him do it. He could be one of the greatest to ever play here. He was talking about Jeremiah Smith and some of his traits here, his size and his strength specifically.
When you think of receivers, you don't typically think of somebody that physically, imposing and strong. And there's many things that separate him as a good receiver. But to me, that's probably, something that, we think about the ones we've had here most recently. They haven't been that big and strong. So it also makes for a great catch radius, and even you think about the fade he caught, just kind of boxed the guy out, looked like basketball there, and kind of one hand caught it up there. And, so we just thought we'll give him a chance to go make a play.
I would love to see him do that again on Saturday.
And he
Tyvis.
probably will.
Probably will if there's a game.
He only needs one hand to catch the ball.
One hand to move you off of me. It's like right brain, left brain, get off me. I'll take that.
Felt sad
all good.
I kind of felt bad for that DB, that Iowa DB.
I don't.
It's nothing you could do.
I don't.
Like, I don't know.
I don't think he felt bad about it.
As a coach, what am I supposed to tell him?
Nothing. I mean, it wasn't a bad rep. He was there. This might be one of the best receivers to ever do it.
You can't, as a DB.
As a man, right? you just can't.
As a man, his family might have traveled to this game. Like, now, you can't do that. You can't do him like that.
You can't just go back to the sideline and be good with yourself after that. Well, you're going to have to do it because that's the only thing left to be done. He scored. You go back there.
It's not fair, Tim.
You think about that. It's okay. It's Jeremiah Smith. It's going to happen to the best of them. Well, good stuff, Tyvis.
Yeah.
When are you leaving tomorrow? Tyvis, of course, does the work for Big Ten Network, the Tailgate Show.
We're headed to UCLA Rose Bowl. I'm leaving at 7:30 in the morning.
Oh, wow. Where you going, Tyvis?
6-hour flights.
That's going to be good.
Phoenix to L.A.
All right, for everybody here, for our crew, for Bodie Wells back at the station and helping us out tonight. This was a lot of fun. Big thanks to Cardo's Pizza and Tavern.
Best pizza
here
in
in Pickerington on Refugee Road. If you've not been, you have got to check it out. And thanks to our buddies from Coors Light. We'll be hanging out here till 8 o'clock as well. Jackets hockey starting up the season. Coming up next on The Fan.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hey, Ohio State fans, it takes a lot of energy to root for the Buckeyes. That's why Burger King is going to get your team going with the $20 Buckeye Blitz Bundle. This OSU fan exclusive has a delicious lineup that includes 2 Whopper sandwiches, 1 cheeseburger, 3 small fries, and 3 small drinks. Get over to your local BK and get fueled up for game day. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State athletics.
Hey Columbus, looking for the perfect day trip? Head to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton. Dive into football history, see legendary players, and enjoy interactive exhibits. Fun for the whole family. Visit ProFootballHOF.com for tickets. The Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, where it's always football season.
This football season, choose chill and go with the beer that's made for Ohio State game day. Whether you're at the shoe, the bar, or the basement, bring the Silver Bullets.
You can win tickets to the game against that team up north on November 30th.
Enter keyword kickoff at CoorsLight.com/college football.
No purchase necessary. Open only to residents of Ohio through 10/31/24. See official rules for details at CoorsLight.com/college football. Coors Light, proud sponsor of Ohio State athletics. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. 21 means 21. Celebrate responsibly.
Trust & Will knows that you're likely celebrating a loved one's birthday this month because fall is the most popular birthday season in America. And Trust & Will celebrates by protecting what matters most. Trust & Will makes estate planning easy and affordable, designed by attorneys but customized by you. Visit trustandwill.com with offer code Columbus for 10% off. That's trustandwill.com, offer code Columbus. Trust & Will is an online service providing legal forms and information. It is not a law firm and is not a substitute for the advice of an attorney.
Hey, it's Anthony here, and if you're like me, you're either suffering with foot pain or expecting it to come back at any time. If you're also like me, you probably go for the easiest, most convenient solution first, the old drugstore insoles. And then you find out you can't Band-Aid foot pain. I would go out to a bar or restaurant, and I'm the guy searching for the place to sit down. I've actually gotten rid of shoes I like because my feet still hurt. Well, it all changed when I went to the Good Feet store and tried their pain relief solution. Align the feet, align the body. My personally fit Good Feet store arch supports help place my feet in their ideal position. They now distribute the pressure evenly across my feet, and that provided the additional stability and balance, and that has taken care of my pain. Go in, try the Good Feet feeling today. Take a free test walk. Bring your own shoes. See how they fit, because you deserve comfort in your life. The Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway and on